boy. What do you think we got here, midget? Right down to the orange roof on Howard Johnson's Outhouse.
Next, you're gonna tell us there are poisonous snakes in the outhouse.
Do you know what those stock certificates are worth today? Just about the finest outhouse.
Welcome to the Outhouse Super Show, Season 2, Episode 7.
Yeah. 7.
We made it 7 episodes in, which means we are at 36 now.
Ooh.
We are your host, Dwarf Among Midgets, and we have a very special guest today.
Yes.
Seth,
Sorrell.
the Mountain. Seth Sorrell. Yes.
Thanks for not calling me Sorrell.
Sorrell. Seth Sorrell.
Seth Sorrell.
Seth Sorrell.
That's like a country star.
So your last name rhymes with a popular mushroom.
Portobello.
Morel. What the hell is wrong with you?
Portobello?
How fun is the trip?
No, shiitake.
No, they're just eating mushrooms. I don't do crazy mushrooms. I'm not that kind of guy.
Yeah, that's my department.
No, yeah. No, I stick
The
with the easy
psilocybin.
stuff, man. I'm only into fentanyl and heroin.
We talked enough psilocybin last time.
Yeah.
It was a silly Cybin conversation.
Are you saying we're having flashbacks to the last show?
Always, yeah. Anyway, so so we are here live at Outhouse Records, where we have a show coming up soon.
Yeah,
a poetry.
2 of them.
Well, poetry showcase because of our guest is what I was.
Well, he's doing the metal shit too. He's doing metal.
Oh, you're gonna be at the metal night too.
Yeah, he's gonna scream.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Perfect.
Sounds pretty good. Sounds like a grindcore band.
You got a band right there, man. You're fucking in.
It's called Sorrell Slam Sorrell.
There you go. Yes, there you go. Slam Sorrell. Sorrell, Sarah
Yeah,
Sorrell.
Sorrell Slam Sorrell.
Yes, Sorrell Slam Sorrell. Or Sorrell Slam Sorrell.
Either or.
Because Sorrell's not the real one.
Whatever
He's
you
the
wanna do.
imposter.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's awesome.
I told you we're a little unhinged here.
So it's there's solid Sorrel and there's liquid Sorrel.
Where's the gas farm? Like,
Hey,
is that
I'm loyal to the Sorrell.
loyal to the Sorrel? So, anyways, that's December 14th. We've got a poetry night for the first time at Outhouse Records. Now, you've done some shows here before when it was American Dream Hi-Fi, right?
I did. Well, I only did one. That was the Poetic Power Night that I had on Good Friday.
Oh, nice.
And that was between myself and 2 other poets I've become friends with, Brian or Tom Alexander, as well as
Brian or Tom Alexander? Those 2 guys?
well, his
Brian or Tom.
his pen name.
Don't you put labels on him?
It's like, well, it's Brian or Tom, whoever decided to want to show
His
up.
pen name's Tom, but his first name's Brian. And there's another guy, Jim Nielsen. He was another poet. And it was a good time, even though I had a good friend ditch me. On that night.
You looked at the camera like you think
Shade.
that friend's
I
gonna
know.
watch.
You
this.
looked at the camera like it's some shade.
Yeah, I got bad news. Your friend will probably never see this episode.
Well,
Maybe.
I cut him out a long time ago, so
He's Sorrell about it.
Oh, gosh.
He's Sorrell about it.
Yeah, he's
We're becoming. We do this podcast too much. We're becoming a hive mind. All 3 of us. Like we always make the same jokes. All right. Anyway, so that was a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
it was
Last year.
actually this Good Friday.
Oh, okay.
And it was a good showing. Funny story. I think I
love
actually
funny
had someone. This drunk lady came in and she saw my 4th Doctor scarf, and she's like, "You look like frickin' Harry Potter."
What?
Well, first off, my aunt did not mean that.
I was actually going to ask, man. So you flew here on a jet, right? You look like Joe Cool from the Peanuts right now, man. You got the glasses and a leather bomber jacket, bro. You're fucking ready.
Like the scarf flying
Like
behind him.
Snoopy.
Yeah.
Like Snoopy.
Yeah.
Snoopy.
Joe Cool, man.
Yeah.
Joe Cool, yeah.
I didn't even
That is
realize
true.
that.
Hey, it's a cool look. It's a good look.
It is a cool look.
So they
Good
call
look.
you
Joe
Mountain,
Cool
right?
look.
Yeah.
So how did you come by that nickname? Was it because people like to climb you? Or maybe is there a spring on top of your head or something?
Hey,
Are you part of the mountain goats?
Oh, but I think like a metal spring for some
people
reason.
only like to climb me when a certain Arctic Monkeys album is playing, okay?
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
Okay.
AM. Yeah, if that album's on, I get my groove on, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh.
So do you have any recordings of yourself? No, like in your poetry.
Oh yeah.
Not of you doing it,
Yeah,
bro.
no, I don't
Not of you doing it.
Yeah, recording yourself listening to Arctic Monkeys, huh?
Well, I did, but they shut down Pornhub.
He got
They
demonetized.
didn't shut down. You just can't watch them in Indiana anymore.
It's illegal.
I got VPNs. I don't give a fuck.
Where do I go get a tug rub? I don't even got the Pornhub.
Bring us to our IP Vantage, brought to you by.
Shopouthouse.com.
So,
Anyways, go ahead.
my friend, I had an old friend of mine. So it was. So just for your audience's preference, I mean, just not preference, but just for your information, I'm 20. So I graduated high school
Yeah.
last year,
young
and I had a guy that I was friends with for a long time, my sophomore year of high school, and it was 2021, 2022, so it was still trying to recover from COVID, and I started doing discus and shot put,
Oh, okay.
and
Ever made you dizzy? Doing discus?
no.
Yeah, spin.
No, yeah, I couldn't do. Every time I see discus, I'm like, I cannot do that.
It's like playing
fuck
pin the
that.
tail on the
But,
donkey. He's training for it.
Yeah, that's true.
But,
Get drunk and do pin the tail donkey.
What I did was I was talking to him one time and he said, "Well, dude, when you start working out, you're going to be a mountain." And so he just started calling me the Mountain.
I wondered if it was like a
Nice.
Game of Thrones thing. You know that guy that crushed the guy's skull?
Yeah, Mountain,
Called the Mountain, right?
Yeah.
You know, I quit watching that after like the first season because like the dragons never came.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you got
shit.
Only the brothers
jerk,
and sisters came.
I'll say you got to jerk off the dragon.
Everyone
right?
else came. Everyone else came.
I'm telling you, hive mind. It's
It
weird.
was like naked.
We hang out way more now than we ever have, and it's like we're all becoming one brain.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
One
It's
mind.
weird. It's
So,
weird.
do you know the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? No. Okay.
What's
So,
unladen mean? I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
not carrying a load, you know.
Unladen.
I'm always carrying a
I think
load until I
unleaded.
drop it.
So if you were stuck from the knees down in super glue, like you were like stuck in like a baby pool full of super glue, you know what I mean? You couldn't get up. What song do you hope is playing over and over and over in your torture chamber?
Good question. I like that one.
Can we answer this one too?
Baby Shark.
Please don't say Arctic Monkeys, bro. Because you don't want to sit there and keep pulling that thing that whole time, man.
With the thumb.
Actually, I would probably want to say, the thing, you know, the thing.
Oh, the John Carpenter's theme song.
No.
The wild thing.
Tone low.
No, that thing you do.
Probably, if I had to listen to one song over and over again in a torture chamber, it would be the theme song to the first level of Doom.
Yeah.
One had to-
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Somebody please kill me. Please fucking kill me. After like an hour. Oh yeah. Definitely.
At least I can have some
I love
fun
that song.
while I'm being tortured. You
Yeah,
know?
I can listen to that song forever too, though. I mean,
bet you
it's so good.
I can listen to the Mortal Kombat theme song over and over again.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know about slam poetry?
I've heard of it, but I don't do it.
Do you think it has anything to do with ramen?
Only if it's haikus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes the slam haikus.
yeah.
I
That's
wish
good.
I wish I had that many ramen right now.
That's a good name for a band. That's a good name for a punk band. Slam Haku.
Okay, so
Is that how you tell haikus? You count on your fingers
yeah,
as you do
it's
it?
like you have to count the syllables.
Yeah, 575, but
Yeah.
like you do it with your
Yeah.
fingers.
Yeah.
Well-
575. I really want to eat a big fucking
Well,
dick,
syllables.
man. Okay. These aren't going very
That's a good haiku,
So,
Kibbles.
Yeah.
Slithering,
This is why you don't do poetry.
Slithering, Torin the snake built his home on a rock by the lake. When time is for feeding small rabbit a frog, he squeezes them screaming and eats under logs. Is that poetic?
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh.
I wrote that on mushrooms, actually. And no, not the cooking kind.
How'd you get the ink to stay on the mushroom?
Oh, that's so crazy. Well, I wrote it in blue ink and then it disappeared because it was already had blue veins.
You
in it.
blue ink?
Yeah.
Jeez, that
Yeah.
guy's horny.
I was horny, man. I needed the money.
You needed the money. That's your cue.
Yep. Yep.
So now we're saying it. So I'm telling you, we're all a hive brain
telling
now.
you.
It's fucking ridiculous.
So
I
for-
apologize for Jesse
so-
inviting you here. Whoever, Kibbles, whoever
I
invited
invited
you.
him.
Yeah.
So for people trying to be poetic, do you have like any advice?
Any poetry advice?
Yeah, like poetry advice.
life
Iambic
advice.
pentameter.
Somebody's sitting there, right, and they're like being a rapper, and they really suck, and everyone boos them. They're like, maybe I'll just become a poet. You know.
Well, what I would say is
Don't do it. That's my turf. Go.
Well, I'll put it this way: if you start using my rhymes, I'm gonna be like Lars Ulrich on Napster on you.
Nice.
Yeah, don't Carlos Mencia the mountain. He'll fuck you.
Carlos Mencia, the mountain.
I like that.
Well, I mean, my books are copyrighted, so in my name. So if you steal it, I'm gonna.
Tell us a little more about your books.
Well, first I'll answer
they
your
cooked?
question about what advice for people being poetic. The first thing I'd say is, and I know a lot of more conservative or old school poets are going to look at me and be like, what are you saying that for? But this is how I see it. Don't try and conform to a certain structure. Like, if you're writing poems, try to write your poems to be like artistically written, creatively crafted, like as far as the themes, the specific word choice and stuff like that. But don't worry so much about the structure. Just more so worry about creatively expressing yourself through words. That's
what we do with Dwarf.
yeah. Just use, try to make, when the reader's reading your poem, try to make them actually like have a whole experience or a trip, if you may.
Okay, so since I answered that question, I'll answer your question about the books. So my first book was called From the Mountain, and it was a compilation of poems I had written from 2020 when I started writing poetry when I was a freshman, ending my freshman
During
year.
COVID. Wow.
Yeah, ending my freshman
That's
year.
interesting to start your during COVID. I bet you
Yeah.
that was crazy.
It was.
Because people like, do you have anything about toilet paper? The toilet paper chaos? That was nuts.
Yeah,
He's a
that
poet.
was.
He's not a comedy writer.
Oh, wait, that's what we
That's
did.
what we do. Yeah.
But still, that was the mentality of people.
It was.
They're going that, there's something there, about people going, you can wipe your ass, at home with a garden hose. So people are going,
What?
like, push comes to shove. If you don't have toilet paper, post-apocalyptic, you don't need toilet paper.
I just broke into the neighbor's house and used their T-shirt in the top drawer. I don't care.
That's true. See, I was lucky because I was growing mushrooms at the time, so I already had plenty of masks, gloves, and everything. So it was perfect timing. I was like, I already stocked up on the toilet paper and the rubber gloves and alcohol and
Masks.
everything.
You even
and
had
masks. I had everything.
You had everything.
So that book is available on Amazon, right?
Both From the Mountain and The Vicious Rose are on Amazon.
Nice. Go to Amazon.
How much?
Yeah. They're going to be $10 each.
Nice.
I'm going to be selling The Vicious Rose. Well, I won't be able to sell Vicious Rose. I wasn't able to get author's copies for the show on time, but I'll have plenty of copies of From the Mountain
Okay.
for sale.
Awesome. And that is the 14th or
14th of December.
The
Yeah.
Saturday.
Saturday.
The 14th.
Saturday, December 14th,
Outhouse
6 to 8.
Records.
Yeah, come on down.
109 East
Come on,
Sycamore,
check it out.
Kokomo,
And you got
Indiana.
what's his name
Support local.
doing the
Zane
Therapin.
Hughes.
Yeah, doing the Therapin.
He's a great guy.
Theremin.
So
Theremin.
From the Mountain was a collection of poems I'd written between 2020 and 2023, and I heavily edited all the poems. And shout out to my cousin Jody. She edited my first book, and she did a really good job.
Nice.
Awesome. How many chapters? Or
So
does it
there's
go by
like
chapters. Or
Well,
just-
okay, it's weird. So From the Mountain, there's like 5 or so different chapters of based on themes like heartbreak, feeling powerful,
Mountain Law.
isolation. And then, so From the Mountain was kind of a mixture of themes, some of it positive, some of it negative. And then I did Vicious Rose, which came out this year on March. It was like March of this year. And I forget the exact date now, but I released The Vicious Rose, which was mainly only about heartbreak. And it wasn't just like romantic heartbreak, but it was also heartbreak when it comes to like family or friends and stuff like that.
yeah.
And
Actually kind of brings me to my next question. Too.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, God.
So, your cousin comes over for the weekend and he's the last Oreo in the cabinet. You went to grab a snack and there's nothing left but a bunch of brown fucking crumbs. After you're done beating the fucking shit out of this dude, how do you put your words into poetic rhyme? Can you compose a poem about your cousin eating their last Oreo and now he's like hanging on to life and eating through a straw?
Like with a broken jaw.
I
So you're saying
could.
he broke
Kanye?
his cousin jaw?
Maybe.
Yeah, through the wire.
Maybe it was broken. I don't know.
I don't think that's the kind of poetry he writes. But maybe. Go ahead.
You can make it into something
ahead.
beautiful.
Yeah.
This next song is "Don't Eat My Fucking Oreos."
On the spot. huh?
I don't think I can compose a poem off the spot.
But what I think what he's trying to say is like, do you have rhythmic when you're beating him? Do you have like rhythmic? Are you doing something?
So when you're doing stuff in life, like if, for instance, beating the fucking dog shit out of your fucking cousin for eating your snack. Do you?
I think he got beat up his cousin.
It seems like it's real.
Do you feel yourself being inspired? You know, maybe you're not beating anyone up. Maybe you're just riding the bike through the woods. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I got a Kibbles question. We're on Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Do you run always on Mountain Time?
Always.
It's always Mountain Time.
My
Drink a beer. Mountain Time.
It's Mountain Time somewhere.
Well, I look at it this way.
I just thought that was Kibbles question.
To quote the late great Robin Williams, when you were thinking of Mountain Time, I was thinking of this quote. He's like, "It's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
You just pissed on a dumpster. It's Miller time."
Which you ever hear that about where he stole a lot of jokes? And stuff,
Yeah,
Robin Williams?
I heard about that.
He paid a lot of jokes. You know, back then that's what you did. You just paid for jokes.
He
and
bought
stuff.
them.
Yeah, you paid for
steal.
them. Yeah, exactly.
But I basically am on Mountain Time, but really, all the time runs together because I'm usually anymore. I've been staying up late programming.
Nice.
I'm not just a poet. I'm also a
programmer.
Oh, I was going to say you
Ones and
program. I thought
zeros.
you were like staying up late watching late programs. Like Billy Mays here.
You got my attention here. What kind of programming
That's
do you
what
do?
I'm saying. Ones and zeros.
So I've been doing some web dev stuff. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript.
Nice.
And I also work with Python.
Okay. Nice.
Currently, for my job, I work as a machinist.
Okay.
But I already got my technical certification as a machinist. And I was a pretty good student. I was a cum laude student for that. And now I'm moving towards software development.
Nice.
We might have to hire you to up our website.
Yep.
We have a website called shopouthouse.com. It's like our merch and stuff. We might need some help with that.
I would like to do some freelance jobs, but I've not like fully launched my own website yet.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah, we'll give you
Eventually.
time. Yeah, we'll give you time.
yeah. So unless I
Next
have
month.
Do it now.
So unless I have the experience like fully, mountain time. In the mountains, good time.
Mountain, good time.
When I actually can program my own website and get it launched, then
Well, we just use we use Shopify, and then
Cool.
like I use pre-made templates. I know a little bit about HTML, but like not a ton. I learned back in the Angel Fire days. If anybody's old enough to remember Angel Fire,
In hell.
it's like it was basically a website that you can make your own website back in the early 2000s, which was at the time was a brand new thing. But
The .net's wasn't it?
so what? Huh?
Or I remember doing .net.
Well,
a lot.
it's Angel Fire was just
Yeah.
like you log in and you basically create a template website, but then you can go in and you can actually read the code. So I taught myself how the HTML works and everything, the brackets and all that stuff, just from doing stuff in the preset and then switching to HTML mode and reading it. So then I was able to program a little bit, but I have very minimal knowledge. But Shop Outhouse is basically a template on Shopify that I've edited a little bit of stuff, but like I want to make it more snazzy. And maybe some add some Java.
that's
or
where you
something.
need some CSS.
Or CSS. Yeah, I don't know shit about CSS. So
Yeah, because we need like our album, like playing with it, like slowly turning our album like turning to life, the picture. It's like
I don't know about any of that, but maybe.
I
Yeah.
can make it work.
I used to love that show. CSS.
Yeah.
Crime
I like CSS LA.
CSSSI.
But I love that kind of stuff. Like I was wondering if you were talking about website development or if like video game development stuff, because I've coded some video game stuff too.
When
which
I
is
was
fun.
I thought he was
little,
part of a cult
when
program.
I was little, like in 5th or 6th grade, I tried to do Unity, which is a game.
Yeah.
But it was way too complicated for me at the time.
I've used some Unity. I've done a little bit in Unity. Like I've messed around because we had a Dwarf Among Midgets video game that I was working on for a while there that never went anywhere. But I want to bring it back. It was like a top-down RPG, like old Final Fantasy Zelda looking. But it was cool. I mean, it was fun. But
I have done Pygame.
yeah,
Yeah, I actually made a Pong clone
nice,
in Pygame. That was pretty fun.
nice. I like that. I
What
like
was it called?
Gong.
Not Pong. It's like not Pong.
Pong.
Pong. PUNG with the little dots.
We'll say it was called Bang a Pong, Get It On.
There you go. Yeah, and listen to Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah, listening to the Arctic Monkeys.
And on
That's
Mountain
actually a
Time.
band. That's actually a band called T-Rex from the 70s.
Oh, okay.
That would be
I
funny.
know T-Rex.
Mark Bolan.
That would be
Yeah.
funny. Make a Pong game, but 2 bongs on the side with a little nug, like a little nug going on there, and 2 bongs on the side for the paddle.
No,
Nice.
just
That would
just
be
called bong.
make the ball like munchies or whatever.
Yeah,
A cookie.
cookie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Snacks.
That would be cool. So, okay, so you're on Mountain Time all the time.
Yep.
Do you like the Mountain Goats, the band? Are you a fan of the
Arctic
Mountain Goats?
Monkeys. He likes Arctic Monkeys.
Well, we know he likes Arctic. Well, too much.
Is all of the music you like animal related, or do you have like other kinds of?
Well, he's on the mountain.
Well,
Dude.
he just mentioned T-Rex, so I mean, you probably like Dinosaur Jr. too, right?
I think he mentioned the Beatles at one point too. So
I love the Beatles.
So there you go.
You do like a lot of animal music, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I also like the band The Animals. They're good too.
You're onto something here.
But I like a lot of different music.
We have
Def Leppard. You like Def Leppard?
Yeah.
No,
I'm sure they're delicious.
we have
and it'd be easy to catch a deaf one.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
an old
Bring on the heartache.
Hey, there's an old dwarf song you might like. It's called "Hay is for Horses." It's all about
Animals.
Hate horses. There you go.
It's
There's
about
goats and shit.
distracting horses with a hay while you come up behind him. And
Oh, it's not really what it's about. What is that song about anyway? The song's about nothing.
The song is about nothing. It's like
Our early
Seinfeld.
lyrics made no sense whatsoever. We weren't very
what do you
poetic.
mean early lyrics?
The words. Sorry.
Yeah, I like a lot of music. I like some metal. I like rock. I also like some rap, and I like a little bit.
What's
of
your
pop,
favorite
too.
metal band? Well, let me guess.
No, don't go.
Pantera.
No, he's too young
It's
for
an
that.
animal,
He's
though.
too young
It's
for
an
that.
animal.
Oh yeah. That's true.
I like a little bit of them.
Yeah. Well, it's Spanish. That's why. If it was Panther, it'd be.
He's younger, so let me guess. You like metalcore, don't you?
No.
Avenged Sevenfold or something.
I used to.
Ah.
I don't
I
listen
know the
to them as
generation.
much
I know the
anymore.
generation.
I will say
Five Finger Death Punch.
no.
Oh, don't
okay,
say that,
thank God.
please.
No, those.
Sorry, to hurt
I've
you.
had bad experiences with Five Finger Death Punch fans, and they're all about the same.
If you had said that, we would have kicked you out right now. But I'm sorry.
I don't know what that is.
I'd rather listen to Motor Grader.
Oh, I would probably say one of my favorite metal bands is probably I really like the Iron Maiden,
Oh yeah.
Nice.
but
Classic.
I like their like everything from like the first album up until I would say somewhere in time.
So some Iron
Okay,
Butterfly.
so the newer stuff then.
Well, that's the old stuff.
Somewhere in time, that was.
That was in the 80s. That was
I thought that was a later album. Am I mixing it
no.
up?
I like the 80s.
I'm more of a Priest guy.
Okay, yeah.
Priest
No
is
lack of
great
leather.
too. Priest
I like
is great.
I like Priest, but yeah,
Yeah, no life of
if I had
Rob
to choose,
Halford,
Iron Maiden's my
Rob
shit.
Halford has an incredible voice, even up to his age now.
Iron Butterfly.
So I like Power Slave.
Iron
That was my
Man.
own.
Power Slave's great.
Did you hear? You know how he practices it to get those high vocals? How he
How?
practices the
How?
semen going down his throat.
Oh shit.
He said it, not me. He said it, not me.
Oh,
That's funny. That's
I
how
feel
get
bad
high
for
voice,
that
too.
guy. I feel bad.
Apparently,
for,
that's how it works for him. So
I feel bad for Halford because he
leans into it though. That's what I love about it.
well, like he
He goes, guys, you didn't recognize me being gay the whole time. I got assless chaps wearing leather. You know, like
well, like Halford, he the thing with him is he went through so much, especially like in the peak of his fame. And I think when they were doing the album Turbo, he was going through a really bad depression. I think he lost his boyfriend or something. So it's really miracle he survived all that. He went through some stuff, and I think he was an addict for a while too.
You ever seen the movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg? That's an adaptation of Judas Priest.
Oh,
Is it?
cool.
Yeah.
Really?
Cool,
I didn't know
I've
it
never
was based
heard
on
of
that.
His name is Bob. He's gay. He gets replaced by a cover singer, Ripper Owens.
Yep.
They fight. It's the same story.
Oh, weird.
It's the same story.
Weird.
Yeah, it's steel dragging.
I never thought about
Steel
that.
dragon.
I never thought about it.
Ripper Owens
It's a good movie.
is good though.
I love Ripper Owens.
Yes.
He's a good dude. And I love Mark Wahlberg.
I
Wasn't he
liked
in
him
Ice
in
Turf at
Ice
one
Turf.
point?
Yes, yeah,
Ripper
yeah.
Owens,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Declaration Day is my favorite song to listen to on the 4th of July.
There you go.
Yep.
Well, it starts with the Star Spangled Banner, then lean into Declaration Day. What's your next question for me, Kibbles?
Kibble's Corner.
You already answered a lot of them on your own. You son of a. No, I'm just so what is your idea? What is your idea of a good time, anyways?
Mountain time.
Mountain time. It's always a good time in the mountain time.
That's the wrestler.
Well,
You got your line right there.
well, as I said to an old flame of mine, my idea of a good time might be different than yours.
Is this before she woke up?
Really, my idea of a good time is just like
You went to P Diddy
no,
party planning school.
no.
Wearing all
You're
white.
gonna plan your parties like Diddy, Chris Style, and white
Wearing all
everywhere.
white.
No, I ain't going no Diddy party.
Nice.
I ain't on the Diddy list.
I heard their drinks all came pre-drugged. I want to know where to get that. Like, can I get it on
Hell
Amazon?
yeah.
and stuff?
I ain't,
Shit
I
must
ain't,
be a
I
good
ain't into
buzz.
that pink cocaine stuff, man.
We don't have the money for that yet.
Yeah, I can't afford pink cocaine. I just got the regular white stuff. Where are you getting pink cocaine?
At P. Diddy parties.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I'd have a good time. I would say personally,
Talk about designer drugs.
going to like, really, I just like. I mean, I like to sit down and binge play like Black Ops 6.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're a
Or-
gamer. Yeah, a gamer as well.
Yeah.
Well, you do programming, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if I can take a friend of mine, go see a concert or something.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my idea of a good time. My idea of a good time is a lot less crazy or risky than some other
You got the
people's.
fucking cheek fucking click. Did you hear that? You heard that?
You sound like
Yeah.
me now. Like back in the day, it would have been a little different. But now I don't want to even go. I don't even want to go to concerts anymore. I just want to stay home and play video games. That's,
Well, I
I love concerts.
I don't like to drink. I don't like drugs, and I'm not.
what do you play on Black Ops 6? You hardcore, core?
I'm
Objective
working,
modes?
I'm trying to get into ranked.
Yeah.
I've been binging Team Deathmatch in order to get to ranked.
See, I don't play TDM because I don't like the spawns. The spawns in that game are terrible. So I play domination, hardpoint, stuff like that.
I need to get better at domination hardpoint because I do want to eventually like be a competitive player.
The objective stuff will make you much more competitive because you learn the spawns of the maps much better that way. Because team deathmatch, it just seems random because people are always flanking, and it's annoying. I play a lot of Call of Duty
How
myself.
could, how could you flunk flank?
My pre-game ritual before I go into Black Ops 6 is I watch old like compilations of 2009 Modern Warfare 2 lobbies.
That was my all-time.
ideas.
That was my
Some ideas.
all-time favorite. That's the game that got me addicted to Call of Duty. Was Modern Warfare 2 from 2009. I started playing in like 2007 with the first Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4. So I've been playing Call of Duty for
Oh, wow. You're old man now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're an old man.
That's 18 years.
Yeah.
17 years.
Those Modern Warfare 2 lobbies were wild.
They were.
So, so you've been playing video games as long as he's been born.
Probably.
Almost.
When
Yeah.
were you born? You were born.
2004.
Oh, I've been
Yeah,
playing
yeah,
games
yeah,
way
yeah.
before that.
Yeah, I went to the
I started Call of Duty when you were like 3. So,
I was at the Gathering of the Juggalos in 2004.
but no,
I'm sorry.
MW2, the lobby videos you see now, like don't even do it justice how crazy it actually was back then. It was wild. It was just a Wild West because they didn't care. Like you could say whatever you want. Like it was just like in bombs dropping left and right. Like
Yeah.
it was
Little white
wild,
kids.
dude.
Yeah, and
Doing
if
it
you
too.
were a little kid and you spoke up, you immediately got shut down.
Dude, I got called the N word so many times by little kids, and you could tell they were like 8 years old, and they're just yelling at me like F bombs and N bombs.
See,
I'm
I
not talking about fuck.
I did that with Madden, or not Madden, but
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat
Oh, yeah.
11. I played online one time, and this little kid dropped the N-bomb so many times. I'm like, I don't even play online anymore.
I can't play fighting games
Yeah.
online.
Oh, it's
Shooting games,
horrible.
I'll play shooters all day long. I'm competitive as shit on that. I play that, and I play MLB The Show, like pretty competitively.
I don't even touch the ground.
I haven't jumped into ranked yet though, but I will.
I still need. I'm like 2 games away from ranked.
Yeah.
2 wins.
I've got about a 1.3 KD, so I'm getting
Better than mine.
I'm getting there.
I still haven't beat that God of War yet, though.
Well,
Ragnarok.
hey, after we talk here, I'll get your Activision ID and
There you
we'll
go.
jump into some
Yeah.
objectives. I'll show you how I play. You know?
All right, awesome.
How far
Actually,
do
sorry.
shouldn't we be taking a break soon?
Yeah, it's getting close.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Okay, well, we're going to take a break on that note. We will be right back after these messages
Give a little
from
to go,
Outhouse Records.
$150, $160. Man, I'm like $50 short. Mess is gonna kill me.
One record, please.
Aren't you a little young to be listening to Kiss?
Aren't you just a stupid puppet?
Aw,
Can I have the record or not?
fine.
Thanks.
Hey, hey, Mess.
Hi, Barry. What have I told you? You can't work Outhouse Records without your visa.
Oh, come on, man. You said you were gonna be gone all day.
No, your visa says Sesame Street, not 109 East Sycamore Street in beautiful downtown Kokomo.
Oh, where am I supposed to go, man?
I don't know how they do things in Puppet World, but you gotta go, man. Sorry.
Oh, man.
Sorry. Come on down to beautiful downtown Kokomo, Outhouse Records. Buy some good records, have some live bands on the weekends. Remember, I don't like to make money, I just love selling records.
Welcome back to the Outhouse Super Show, Season 2, Episode 7. Is that right?
Wah.
I said that last. Okay, I just want to make sure. I was like, "Fuck, am I right? Am I
got
getting it wrong?"
You nailed it, man.
My bad. Anyways, we are back here with Seth the Mountain Sorrell. Can you move his camera over a little bit there? He's a little off to the side now.
Kibbles
So we gotta.
Hey, Kibbles.
There you go, right there. That's
back
good.
up a little bit.
You don't
Cool.
want me in your shot, man.
Yeah, you got to
just lean back a little bit,
It's the
Kibbles.
rule
Nah,
of thirds.
I love you, Kibbles. You can be in my shot. I don't care.
Aw.
Maddie will be mad when he's
I'm
editing.
talking to that motherfucker.
Yeah, talking to it.
But
Don't be like a Kibbles talking to the mic.
want to be
They taught me how to
usually
do it.
within 6 inches.
How you were talking to him.
So, anyways, we got Christmas coming up here, couple weeks, and we decided we want to do a cream of the crop based on our favorite Christmas gifts of all time. Top five Christmas gifts of all time. I should have done that 5 times. Top five.
Yeah.
Like Booker T style.
Yep.
So we talked a little bit about it. We kind of took some time and we wrote them down. And so Seth is going to join us with this cream of the crop. We're going to do our top 5, and we're going to probably make jokes and stuff. That's what we do. Whatever.
sounds good.
We're going to talk over
Well, I
the
think-
guests because that's what we do.
Since he's our guest, maybe he should go first.
Oh, you want to go first?
Sure.
We can
You
do
know,
that.
and just
Okay.
go clockwise.
We'll just do
Okay.
clockwise. Okay, we'll
Yeah.
go.
Sorrell's first, bro.
Sorrell's first.
Yeah.
I like this topic, by the way, because a lot of our cream of the crops, we get a lot of the same stuff.
Oh, yeah.
on our
Sorrell
stuff.
Uber Alles.
So I like this one because this one's going to be. I feel like everything's going to be different.
Oh, yeah.
Because we all grew up different times. Seth being 20 years old, you might be a little bit different than ours because we're old. But yeah, if you want to start, go right ahead.
Like I said.
Start from 5 and work your way.
And this
to the
is
top.
the what?
Crop.
Cream of the crop. That's Macho Man
Cream of
Randy
the crop,
Savage.
baby. So my 5th favorite Christmas gift is actually thanks to my grandparents, Joe and Hazel. They got me a book. So it's a compilation book of 2 books in one. It's Animal Farm in 1984.
Animals, no way. I'm sorry. You love animals.
I know,
You love
dude.
You're
animals.
talking about the book about the books,
I mean-
about the animals that come to life and shit.
So Animal
You're
Farm.
triggering Kibbles here. He's scared of that book.
Animal
you talk about that
Farm.
before?
Animal Farm is the book about the animals that revolt and get rid of the farm.
Yeah.
We talked about this on a prior podcast.
It's a satire
It
of the
scared him.
Russian Revolution.
Yeah.
It's a freaky ass fucking movie. But the book, I've never read the book.
Okay, are you talking about the animated movie from the 50s or the
No,
live
from the 80s.
action?
No, it was 80s. It was live action, man. It was
Okay.
like, that's why it was so creepy.
Well, there
Everything
was
in the 80s
there
was
was
creepy.
like a 50s
Especially live action.
There was like a 1950s or
Yeah,
so
yeah.
animated movie.
Pink Floyd Animals, I think it's Sheep. They use that whole, like pretty much the whole movie for the video.
Yeah.
So
So
it
it
was-
was a compilation of both Animal Farm and 1984.
Okay.
Oh, I love
And-
1984.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
They were right. He was right.
well, you know, the crazy thing with the movie
Soylent
1984
Green.
is that
It was actually
John
made
Hurt-
in 83.
John Hurt, who played Wilson in that movie,
Well, son.
he also was in. He played the dictator in V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
it's kind of cool. He goes from being like the revolutionary in one movie to evil dictator in another dystopian.
I love V for Vendetta. It's one of my favorites.
It is good.
Remember the 5th of
Yeah,
November.
remember.
So that's my 5th favorite compilation. My 5th favorite Christmas book or
Number 4.
Christmas gift. Number 4 is another one thanks to my grandparents, a camcorder.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was like 10 or so, they got me like a
handy cam.
it was like a Canon camcorder.
Nice.
1080p. It was kind of nice. They got me a tripod, and it really helped me get into like the love of video production and doing that stuff.
Nice.
My 3rd favorite,
That's a big
again,
one.
is thanks to my grandparents, and that would be a windshield cover. So when I first got my
I
license,
said windshield.
Well, I was driving around for a while with just wind was hitting my face, and I'm like, what do I do?
When,
So they got me a windshield.
Thank you, Pappy.
when I was in 2020, when I first got my license and my
Hey, your license during COVID too. Damn.
I know what I'm saying.
That's a
Yeah.
hard.
I got my license, and I had to do my
No
whole
one was on the
driver's
road.
I'll say Lilith had to start preschool during COVID.
but I had to do like my driver's training with a mask on.
That's the worst.
Fun.
That's what I'm saying. Lilith, she started preschool. She had to go to preschool first day of preschool with mask on and all that.
Man, for a preschooler, that's gotta be so hard.
I know. I was like, that's why she's so messed up.
Yeah.
COVID
But they
fucking
got
me
me
up.
a windshield cover, which I still use today, which I
Okay.
guess living in Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
Waking
Oh,
up
yeah.
at 5:30, go to work. It's a pain in the butt to get the frost off your windshield.
I need to buy a scraper. I need to remember to do that. I was using a fucking clipboard the other day because I don't have a
Or
scraper.
get a windshield cover like him.
Or
That's
get
true.
But then you still have to like get
a garage.
Does it actually stop it from what I used to park in a garage?
Yes.
But yeah, where I live
Well,
now
like
doesn't have a garage.
if you put the windshield cover tight enough so that with the wind, if it's tight enough, the frost
Right,
will
come
develop
off.
on the cover.
Not the windshield.
I never thought
But
to
the
do
windshield
that.
will be fine. But then again, you might have like fog and stuff.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
windshield might fog up.
That's fine.
Better than ice.
Number 2, this is actually thanks to my parents. When I was a little kid, they got me a Wii. The original
yeah.
Wii.
I love the Wii.
I played Wii Sports Resort. They also had got me like a Looney Tunes.
I was addicted to Wii bowling for a while.
Yeah, Wii Sports. Wii Sports alone. I'm a game collector. We haven't really talked about that. I'm a retro collector, and Wii is considered retro now. But
Yeah,
hipster
that's crazy.
collector.
Which
That
is
makes
insane.
me feel old because I was a little kid when it originally
I was in my
came out.
20s. How do you think I feel? But anyways,
Yeah, that was new technology.
I still have I have a Wii. Actually, it's a Wii U because it's backwards compatible. I have it hooked up to my. Well, I had it hooked up to my TV till I moved. But anyways, I had it hooked up there just for Wii Sports because Wii Bowling and Wii Sports Resort,
Tennis
the
was
archery
good.
and all
I had
that
both.
stuff. They're so much fun.
Tennis was fun.
The tennis was fun. That's what I'm saying. Like you could still play those games and they're still funner than
They
most.
hold up.
Problem
Yeah,
is
it
now
does.
Nintendo will crack down on emulation, which is
Mm-hmm.
awful.
That's why I have an actual console in there. I have 4 Wiis and 2 Wii U's. So
My number one favorite.
I got them cheap. I found them at garage sales mostly.
My number one favorite Christmas
Uh-oh,
gift
here it is.
is actually, thanks to my brother Jake, my first gaming PC.
Oh yeah, there you go.
What was
Is that
it?
Jake from State Farm?
He custom built it.
MSI? Oh, he custom built it?
He did have an MSI motherboard, but him and I both freaking hate MSI.
Yeah, I love my MSI.
Well, the problem is
I like mindless self-indulgence.
my brother Jake,
Jimmy Earn.
he built 3 gaming PCs. He built one for me, one for himself, and one for not our dad because we're half brothers, so we had the same mom, not the same dad.
So you're half of a mountain? Holy
He's-
shit.
He's the full mountain.
okay.
I'm the full mountain.
He's the half mountain.
Jake's half the mountain.
He's the
He's a
mountain
foothill.
goat.
He's just a foothill.
He's a hill. Yeah, he's
But-
a hill.
But Jake,
Hilarious.
Jake,
Why are mountains so funny? Because they're hill areas. No, go ahead, sorry.
but Jake, he built 3 gaming PCs, all had MSI motherboards, all crapped out on.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
With an all crapped out, and so him and I just have a phobia against MSI.
Well, do you have the memory hooked up right?
I
Sounds like builder issue to me.
Yeah,
not-
exactly.
I'm
I've
Operator
had my
error.
MSI for 5
I
years and I
trust him.
love it.
Operator
I
error.
trust Jake, but
Yeah.
I trust him. But
Jake, you fucked it up.
hey, don't talk about my
Jake
brother
from
that
State
way.
Farm?
Jake from State Farm.
Don't talk about my brother that way. No.
Jake Foothill, you fucked up. I'm just kidding.
Don't
I'm just
talk
joking.
about-
Jake is
okay.
fine. I'm fine.
Jake-
Don't talk about my brother that way.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Jake Foot.
But
We love you, Jake.
yeah,
we
I
love you, Jake. I'm just joking.
You're special to me.
But Jake, he built 3 gaming PCs. They all crapped out with MSI. My current gaming PC now is HP.
Okay.
Omen.
Oh, nice.
I
I've
trust
got an Omen
HP.
laptop right here.
I trust HP. I trust Dell, and I also trust Asus. Those are my 3.
See, Asus is the one that I don't trust
Yeah,
because I had
Asus
one
sucks.
shit out on me.
I
on
don't
my
trust
PC
them
at one
either.
point.
I could see him. Those
Now this
BDIs
was also
back there raking my yard.
20
you know?
years ago, so I don't know anything about their newer stuff. but
I've had success with Asus products recently, as well as HP and
now here's a question: Intel or AMD?
Oh, Intel.
Intel.
Yep. See, I used to be AMD. Back in the day, AMD was more for gaming. Intel was more for business suits, whatever. But now I'm Intel all the
Remember
way.
that Dell
I've got an
dude?
i7 in here. and I've got an i9 in my
Intel
desktop.
rocks.
Remember that Dell dude? Hey, dude, you're getting a Dell.
Dude, you're getting a Dell.
Yeah.
You might not remember that,
you know,
dude.
he got arrested for marijuana. He lost his gig over marijuana.
Yeah, he
Like,
lost.
that's-
He lost the Dell, dude.
Yeah, because everyone was like, "Hey, dude, you're in a cell."
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah. Well, that's a good list. Yeah, gaming PC is good. I never got one of those for Christmas, but my older brother used to build. That's weird you say that
PCs,
because
yeah.
my brother used to build PCs too.
Yeah,
Brandon.
Brian's
my
Jake,
stepdad.
Jake Foothill,
You're so good with names. Always messing up names.
Brain. I called him
No,
Brain.
but he used to build like back in the '90s. He would build, so he had all kinds of like parts and stuff, and he would he put stuff together, and but I would always get his hand-me-downs. He would build a new one, and I would get like the old stuff, and that's how I learned how to put shit together.
I remember
that
he
way.
had one of the original floppy drives. Remember that?
way
It was
back
like
in the
it was
day,
just a
yeah.
chrome circle,
Was-
little floppy black
Yep.
on the sides of it. I go, dude, I haven't seen one of those in forever.
Okay, so was your brother like your family Steve Wozniak, basically?
Basically, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Wozniak was the true genius of Apple.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I think we all know that.
Steve Jobs made it like what it was.
I love Steve Jobs,
He took
and he's
it
a
to, he,
genius.
he
He's
made
the
it.
marketer.
Yeah,
He's
he
the
took it
marketer.
to another level.
Jobs is a.
But if it wasn't for Steve
yeah.
Wozniak, they wouldn't be.
Jobs was a
Apple.
genius too.
Yes.
But the thing with Jobs is he himself wasn't very technically gifted, but he knew the right people and he put the right people in charge.
He was
to
good
make
at marketing. He was good
Delegating.
with personnel. He was good
Delegating.
with just advertising in general. He was
Yeah.
really good at getting it out to the people.
stuff. Which, by the way, 1984 commercial.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what really like made it like the Super Bowl commercial's a big deal.
So
Thanks, Apple.
I
Thanks,
always
Apple.
I always heard that Johnny Appleseed did more stuff for the Apple. You know?
George Washington did even more.
No,
so.
the
That was a
Beatles.
cherry tree.
The Beatles.
Oh yeah, it was. You're right.
Yeah.
My bad.
The Beatles Apple recording studio.
That's
yeah.
actually true because when Steve Jobs and Wozniak named their company Apple,
it was
they-
because of the Beatles.
Yeah.
and they also had gotten into a legal lawsuit
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Apple,
Yeah.
the
Recording
recording
studios, yeah.
studio,
Yeah.
and that didn't get solved until many years later.
But you know why they call it Apple though? Because that was Beatles. Because it was called a Paul. Because Paul McCartney was dead.
Oh
Jesse with the conspiracies.
Well, apparently,
Paul's dead.
apparently the reason Paul is dead is because he walked across Abbey Road with a
Barefoot.
suit and no
Barefoot.
shoes.
Well, that was sign of a mortician.
Yeah, well, and apparently,
Or the
according-
dead body, and then what's his name? George was the mortician.
I was listening to Ray Manzarek, the organist from The Doors.
Yep.
He was on an interview talking about the death of Morrison, and he said, at the time when I didn't really believe at first when I was told that Jim had died because death was everywhere with Vietnam and Manson, and he said. People were saying that Paul McCartney was dead because he walked across Abbey Road with no shoes and a suit. And apparently in Italy, at the time, they would bury people with men. They'd bury them with no
on,
shoes
yeah.
and a suit on.
Yeah, that was the Beatles giving him clues that Paul was dead throughout the whole albums.
Yeah.
Because Rebel Soul had it. Every album they had clues saying because Paul
'Cause he had
died in 1967.
Because he had a car wreck.
And then once again,
Yes.
I'll rectify. If that's true, then fuck Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
William Shears has way, better songs.
talent. Way better
Way
talent.
better
Yeah.
talent.
I
Thank
mean,
God
true.
that
That is true.
motherfucker
Without
died.
Paul Shears, there's no wings.
Yeah, William Shears. That's
Or
true.
Billy Shears. Without
Yeah.
Billy Shears,
I don't
Shears.
think Paul's dead.
no, it was just a
Yeah.
fun
Of course
little
not.
thing.
It's fun to talk
But
about though.
there's a movie called The Last Confession of George Harrison, which I made Kibbles watch a little bit of it. It's a mockumentary. It's like not really mock.
It's some guy with an English accent
Yeah,
pretending to be
It's
George
like,
Harrison.
and they throw in all those clues like of the
You
death.
made Kibbles watch it, like you forced
Yes,
him down.
I did. Basically.
He didn't have to force hard.
Did he pin your eyelids open like Clockwork
Well,
Orange?
yeah, it's exactly how it happened.
Yeah.
Stop
But I'm into-
please, I beg you.
His
And
daughters
then
are
he hit me
crying.
with a cane and kept calling me a droogie. I'm like, what the fuck is going on
You
here?
wee little baby.
Well, I'm chugging milk in the corner.
All right, Kibbles. I think we're gonna go
Now you're
clockwise
five,
here.
yeah.
Kibbles, your
All
top
right.
5
Little bit of the
Christmas
old
gifts of all
Evolve
time.
here.
The cream of the crop.
Yeah.
All right. So, I think I was 6 or 5 or something Christmas, and the first Nintendo I got.
Oh yeah.
And she got me a Mario chair and Bridget a Luigi chair.
Ooh, that's
and we,
cool.
we used to eat
Those
a
are probably
bunch
worth
of-
so much
Okay.
money now.
Let me tell you this. Remember Duck Hunt?
Yeah.
The
yeah.
cunt.
Didn't you always know the other controller controlled the ducks?
Yeah, I knew that growing up.
Yeah.
What?
The other
What do you-
controller, the young one has a gun, right?
No, I had no idea.
You didn't know that?
Yeah.
No,
if you
I
have the
just
second-
I just
Yeah.
shot random ducks.
Yeah.
Whoever
and
holds the
who has
second controller can control the ducks. It's been
the
it's,
fuck?
That's what I'm
okay.
saying.
It's been an internet
I
thing
know.
that's been going around.
People are
Everybody's like,
I
I could never do this.
I
It
was
says it in the fucking
yes,
manual.
That's what I'm saying. I remember reading the back of it.
I couldn't fucking read.
I know you were 5.
Gamers read?
Well,
What are you
no,
talking about?
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about just like in general. Everybody's like they're posting this online like it's a new revelation. And I'm like, I read it in the manual when I was a kid. Like,
Yeah.
back in the day we had manuals for video games.
Dude, I remember.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be ageist.
Because Tony, my brother, he would get pissed because he'd like, don't grab the controller because he can never shoot me.
Yeah, you gotta
like,
get out of the way,
like, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
I'm duck and dodge. He's like, quit playing. I'm gonna shoot ducks.
I'll play against the AI. Damn it! All right,
sorry,
Kibble,
guys.
sorry.
I just wanna know
But
that.
you got an original NES though. Those chairs are probably worth a lot of money now. Like
Oh yeah,
that shit's-
they're way gone.
I've never even seen those. That's probably
Yeah.
really
That's
cool.
pretty awesome.
All right, number 4.
Oh, yeah.
They're just fold chairs.
What do you remember? What games you got with it? Was it
We had
Mario Duck
Right,
Hunt?
Mario and Duck Hunt
Kid
comes with it.
and
Yeah.
Kid Nicky.
There you go.
Kid
You remember
Nicky.
Kid Nicky?
I remember Kid Icarus. Kid Nicky.
He was a ninja in a pink suit.
We talked about this before. Yeah.
I think no.
Look,
I remember playing the Karate Kid. I played the Karate Kid a lot on regular Nintendo.
Yeah,
a lot.
but that's
We talked
the
about it
ones
before, and
got.
I looked it up because I hadn't heard of it either.
The
but
original
yeah.
Karate Kid.
I'm
All right,
getting
number 4.
flashbacks to watching Angry Video Game Nerd.
Oh, I love that show. That's a good show on
Yeah,
YouTube.
I love him.
All right, go ahead. Number 4.
That was old school. Yeah,
Kid
that's it,
Nicky.
man. Kid Nicky.
Oh, okay, yeah, the ripoff
I
of
never
Dragon Ball
played,
Z.
I never played that
Was
one.
it? Well, he said way before Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Kid Nicky,
So-
the Radical Ninja.
And then and then shortly after that, my dad got me a Green Day, and then
It's number 4.
Green Day.
yeah, number 4, Green Day tape and a talk show.
Was it Dookie?
And a Sublime CD.
That's what we'll say is a Dookie.
There you
No,
go.
it was actually a
Before Dookie?
no. I think it was actually Nimrod or something.
Okay.
Lame.
So it was like I might have been
I like
10.
Nimrod.
I might have been 10 or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Whenever that came
Still
out.
Green Day and
Was
Sublime.
it
Yeah.
the Sublime self-titled or
40
40 ounces.
40 ounces?
No, it was Sublime self-titled.
I like self-titled.
I like both those records, but
Honestly, I don't know if have you heard Bradley's son
Yeah.
sing?
Yeah.
He's great.
I've heard
Except for his
everything
Tourette's.
We're big
you've ever
Sublime
done.
fans.
His Tourette's drives me nuts, though. Have you noticed that? You
I
hear him
didn't-
like, that's I'm like, why does he do that?
Yeah,
I didn't
He
realize
ruins
his
the
son.
songs for me.
I didn't realize his son had Tourette's.
No.
He doesn't.
I don't think it's actually Tourette's.
Jesse's making fun of him for ruining the song.
Yes.
Hey, if you're listening, dude, you sounding really good doing those songs. Quit
Who you
making
talking
grunt
to?
sounds. Your dad did it because he was drunk. You're not.
We've
Stop.
talked about this on the podcast before. We're
It's like, who are you looking at?
one year
Kibbles?
we actually
I'm looking
learned.
at you. You, wherever you are,
look-
Jacob.
Are you looking at
You.
Bradley? You're looking at Bradley Noel in heaven?
Yeah.
We did a whole Sublime set one year, 2013. I shaved my head and we did a whole thing. Like
Awesome.
we learned a whole set of Sublime covers.
We drew his tattoos, Bradley's
Yeah, that was
tattoos on
funny.
you. I remember
Yeah,
that
the
right
track
away.
covers.
And we had cover up the track marks on his.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
jeez.
before I even had tattoos on this arm.
Honestly, like I love older music.
Yes.
I love
Watch
older.
what you're saying there. You'll make
Yeah.
us feel real old.
Yeah.
I love older music.
Well, that was funny because when I remember calling in 98.5 and I wanted to hear old Metallica, and he goes, "You got to be more Pacific because they're old now."
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Anyways,
you know.
go on with what you're saying.
But I love older music. But the problem is, like I had to deal with this in high school. I'd see like these clueless girls wear Sublime shirts
yeah,
or
yeah.
wear
AC/DC.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd, and I'm like,
Slayer shirts. Never heard of Slayer.
I remember one time I saw a girl. She was walking by. She had the Ramones album cover, "Rocket
Yeah.
to Russia," and I love Ramones. So I looked at her and said, "Oh yeah, I love your shirt. I love the Ramones. Great band." And she just kind of looked at me weird, like, thanks."
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't know what it was. She just got it for fashion because they sold it at JCPenney.
So
We used
my-
to cover Ramones too. Actually, we did. We're Happy Family. Is that the one?
I think every punk
Me
band
and Mom and
used to
Dad.
cover the
I forgot
Ramones.
about that.
If
Yeah.
you know 3 chords, you can cover the Ramones.
I know. That's why we did it because it was easy to learn.
Or if you like to beat up brats with baseball bats.
That's true.
Oh
Your
yeah.
poet didn't know it.
Okay, so number
Oh,
4
yeah.
was Green Day and a Sublime CD.
Yeah,
Green Day cassette,
and
Sublime
Talk
CD.
Show, which is the
Okay,
DeLeo brothers from Stone Temple Pilots. We talked
I still
about
need to
that.
listen to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a big part of your musical
STP.
Yeah, that was
influence
this
for
is
sure.
like started it a lot.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Scott.
Yep. And then after that, my grandpa gave me a guitar, and it was a black. It was like, looked
That number
exactly
2?
like it. We're at 3.
3.
So it looked exactly like a Les Paul, and I took it to my dad's, and he got excited. He's like, "This is."
It was a
It
Moore
doesn't
Paul.
say it, but there's like it sounds. It had all the electronics were Les Paul. He looked it up, and it was all inside.
Who gave it to you?
My grandpa.
Okay.
And then I didn't fucking know what that fucking even meant, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So a couple years later, my grandpa had this white Kramer that was real flashy looking, and he traded me for it. He got my Les Paul. And
Oh.
he didn't know what he gave me
Yeah,
apparently. And when I told him what I gave him, what he gave me,
Yeah.
then he was like, "Fuck that! I'm gonna trade it." That fucking bastard.
So you got the flashy Kramer instead.
Yeah, I got the flashy Kramer.
I mean, Kramer makes pretty good guitars.
I like Kramer.
Yeah,
I'd
it was
actually
alright.
choose a
It
Kramer
was
before I
electric
would.
with
But if
the
it's an
whammy.
original Les Paul, like older Les Paul,
Ian had that fiberglass Kramer. That thing was heavy as fuck.
My dad eventually got me a Yamaha acoustic. and
Yeah,
that's,
there you go.
that's what I. That's what
I've got an
started me on the guitar.
Alvarez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got one for sale if you want to.
Yeah. All right, number 2.
Number 2, the CB700 Internationals. My dad got me after that.
What?
What?
The CB?
CB700.
Oh, the
International.
the drum set?
takeover?
Okay.
Oh.
You said all that stuff. I was like, what are you talking
I
about?
know.
You
I
getting code?
I think made a radio like over
CB,
board.
yeah, the
CB.
drum set. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
I remember
CB.
CB.
You know what CB stood for? One of my first drum sets was a CB. It's called Could Break. Because Mike was like, those things can't break. And I'm like, oh, they could break.
They can't break, man.
Does anybody know what that stood for?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I don't know.
But
No.
I beat the shit out of that CB. And it
Camera
broke.
boy?
It broke really bad. Those things were
crepe
cheap.
breakfast. A crepe breakfast. That'd be good for CB.
yeah.
I like that. And then number 1, I moved to Bloomington. And like I didn't have anything. I was living with Dad, and my mom comes by with this giant fucking tote full of like snacks.
That's where the totes come in.
6 packs and snacks and all types of cool stuff.
That's why you love totes. Yeah,
Exactly.
Oh,
Because I always told him he has a totain
She should
problem.
have hooked me up with some Activate or something.
so your number 1 was a
Alfred.
giant tote of snacks.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, there's also like I was like 16. There was a carton of cigarettes in there, and Mom like hooked me up.
Tis
fat.
the season, bro.
I needed it.
Damn,
Tis the
okay.
season.
It caught me through for the next few
Well, if you
months.
just moved down there, that makes sense.
My-
Yeah.
Okay.
No offense, Dad, but he wasn't feeding me. I was eating like salami and bologna sandwiches all the time. My mom like hooked it up. I needed that shit.
Hey, he knew guitars. That's all.
It was like
means.
heavyweight.
He's like, I don't know how to be a dad, but here,
goddamn,
I'll show
I
you,
know how to
I'll show you
Kramer.
some guitar. Yeah,
I'll show you a fucking A minor.
I love DW. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched him finger A minor.
oh,
On the G string. On the G
of
string.
course.
oh.
That's
Is
up
that joke
age.
again? Well, that's a good list. Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
So,
Jesse, top
all right.
5 Christmas presents of all time.
All right. Number 5 is my dad. He gave me a CD, me and my sister a CD, and I opened it, and mine said Spice World.
I know this
and his
story.
said, my sister said Bon Jovi. He mixed up the names on the CD, and I was like, no, I'm keeping it. And I kept Spice World.
Spice Girls are way better
I
than Bon
kept
Jovi.
Spice
Come
Girls
on,
over
yeah.
fucking Bon
Hell yeah.
Jovi.
Was it Spice Girls with the self-titled Spice?
Yes, Spice
Hell-
World.
Hell yeah, great album.
No, self-titled, yeah.
Yeah, self-titled. Yeah,
self-titled.
great album. Great album.
Spice World's the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the white cover, they're all standing.
Well, they had an album called
Yeah.
Spice World too, but
Did they?
it was
I don't
basically the
remember.
movie soundtrack.
Yeah.
That was one that had like
That was lame, though.
The
I like
self-titled
this.
had "Wannabe" on
Yes,
it, and it had
yes,
like
that one.
"Say You'll Be There" and like
Yeah.
I'm a big Spice Girls fan.
I jammed that CD.
Hell yeah,
Way more
over
than I
Bon
did
Jovi. Fuck yeah, I would too.
And it was slippery when wet.
Yeah, I like some Bon
That's
Jovi.
why you were
but
witching the Spice Girls. Were.
Exactly. Show me what you want, what you really, really
especially in
want.
like '97, dude. Yeah, Spice
Yeah,
Girls were
dude.
everywhere.
I was
dude.
killing it.
Yeah.
And my number 4, Sega Game Gear.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Dude, I swear
The
to God.
first
I got a
handheld
Game
with,
Gear.
with
Yes,
color
yes.
color
'Cause
screen.
I remember my grandma got me that, and I didn't talk to anybody after Christmas. As
Hell
soon as I
yeah.
got that, I went in the back room. Like,
Yeah.
where's Jesse at? Oh, he's playing Mortal Kombat.
yeah, of course. It was the first. It was a big deal. It was the first
Oh,
handheld
yeah.
with a color
Oh,
screen. Like,
dude,
and it was big.
nuts.
Yeah.
Number 3, I had the Sword of Omen of Thundera, the Thundercats.
Nice.
You know, and it actually extended too.
Nice. It was,
And,
did it like make the noise?
Yes,
I remember
push the
one that
button,
did that. Yeah,
the,
hell
the
yeah.
eye lit up.
Fuck
all
yeah,
red.
I remember
and
that.
Thunder. That shit got broke about a week after I got it.
A sword fight?
Yeah, me and Tony. Yeah,
So
I think we-
Thundercats was a cartoon
Yeah.
back in the 80s.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
we had
I
manuals
know what
with- and it-
Thundercats
and
are.
it came-
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be ageist.
No, you
And it
good.
came with batteries. Batteries were a thing we put in.
Yeah, I didn't have USB charging.
I play with an Xbox controller. I'm very well aware of batteries.
I remember watching a video where the guy had he goes, I hate these cords on the controller. You know, and he's
my,
like,
my PlayStation controller don't need batteries.
Xbox still does.
It doesn't need it because you can actually get like
Oh,
the
yeah.
rechargeables is what I use. But
Yeah.
actually, I have an Elite controller now, so it charges USB-C. But
I might have to get an Elite.
no big deal. It's fucking fantastic, especially for Call of Duty. It has the hair trigger lock. Anyways,
because it was either that or
it'll change your whole life, dude.
I can take down squeakers pretty easily.
yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, it doubled my skill in that game.
And
Just
see-
you can change the tension of the sticks too. Like
Oh,
it's
nice.
amazing. It's amazing.
See, and Tony had the
expensive though.
He had the sword of Grayskull,
Okay,
and that
you guys broke
overpowered.
both of them.
Yeah, oh yeah. We
You
broke
broke-
both those with 1 week.
1 week you guys
Because we
were
started
fighting
playing
the whole time.
baseball with him too. Yeah,
How old were you?
it was pretty
24?
young. Yeah, this last week, like last Christmas.
That's funny.
My number 2, these were a big deal. I got my Sean Kemp shoes.
Oh yeah,
I remember
yeah,
the
dude.
black and white Sean Kemp
Yep.
shoes. That was one thing. I begged my uncle to
Yeah.
give me those.
So Sean Kemp was a basketball.
Yeah, he was a
player.
basketball in 1996.
I'm sorry, that's the last time I do that.
Yeah, he was a basketball player in 1996 for the Seattle Supersonics.
Yep,
Very
yep.
good ball player.
Well, because around the time it's like everybody had Jordans, but I
Exactly.
remember when the Kims dropped though, they were a
Yeah.
big deal. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people that wanted them.
They wanted the Kemps.
Yeah.
And my number 1,
I'm still rocking Jordans though, and I'm 37. So
I was a little kid. I think I was like Lilith's age, 7 or 8 when I got this. It was my Megatron helmet from Transformers.
Yeah.
Where you can communicate like
Fuck yeah.
communicate like a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
But it was a helmet wise, and
Oh,
you hit the
yeah.
button. He's like, I am Megatron.
I remember
and shit
that.
like
It
that.
was dope,
I love
yeah.
that thing.
Yeah.
That was the one gift where I remember opening. It was like, oh my god! Like,
Oh,
I actually
so
did something. And Transformers was a cartoon back in the day.
I told you I wasn't gonna make the joke anymore.
What I was gonna say
No,
was,
it's a movie now by Michael Bay.
Oh yeah.
yeah, you grew up with the good Transformers.
Yeah,
I grew
yeah,
up
Michael
with-
Bay.
Yeah, Michael Bay ruined it. Yeah, and
The cartoon was good. Yeah, back in the day,
All right.
Transformers was awesome when we were kids. But
that
yeah,
was my
now-
top 5 of the.
Nice, very nice.
No, yeah.
I just thinking too, like all these presents that we got when we were kids are probably worth so much money now.
I know,
Like, you
right?
had that Megatron helmet, like shit.
Fuck
I
yeah.
had some of those snacks.
I like that. Your number one gives a tote of cigarettes. And snacks.
You want regular or menthol?
Oh, you were the foot. You
Yeah,
were the
yeah.
foot.
Damn, he was
I was
living the
in
life. That was the life I wanted.
I wish I
was
would
in
be the foot.
Without the skateboarding and cool people.
Did you see the original
Isn't it-
Ninja Turtles movie?
Isn't it cool though?
No.
Okay.
But wasn't there a thing in the 90s though? You ever notice that? Like in the movies, every time they showed a kid's room, it was like the coolest fucking room on the
Yeah.
planet. Like they had like a thing with bubbles in it.
Yeah.
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 You know, you're like, I don't
had
know what
to-
that is, but I want a thing with bubbles.
They had Nintendo and Sega.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, what are you doing?
Because I was watching that movie Brand Scan again the other day, and this dude had a fridge in his own room.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
I didn't get that till I was 34.
I was like, you know, he's like, I remember he just had a random thing with bubbles. I don't
Yeah.
know what it was. I was like, I don't know what that does, but I fucking want it.
You know, it's funny. There was a kid in 4th grade that had this sad misfortune of being nicknamed Bubbles.
Oh no, dude.
Ruh-roh.
You ever blow bubbles when you were a kid?
Don't
No.
answer that.
He's out of jail now. He wants your number.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
I popped him. I popped the mountain. Yes. I popped the mountain. Mountain time.
All right, Manny.
Okay, so my top 5 of the cream of the crop. Top 5 Christmas presents of all time. Let's see here. Number 5, a violin. I got a violin from my mom. I was probably 17,
You sure it wasn't a
16?
piccolo? Was it
Something
a
like that.
piccolo?
What the hell ever happened to that?
My brother was on meth and pawned it. Oh, yeah, I know.
Brandon?
No, not Brandon.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
I know.
I need to get another one because I had it for.
I did that a lot because I remember I'll come over and you'd be like, my brother did this and this, and I go, I don't see Brandon doing this.
No, but no, the brother in question, he's doing really well now, and I'm
Yes.
very proud of him.
Yes,
so I'm not
doing good
gonna,
shit, good
yeah,
shit.
he's been doing really well.
Yeah.
So I'm
Way proud of that dude.
very, very proud of him. So he's not doing dumb shit anymore. So it's all good. But anyways, so yeah, I had a violin for about 2 years, I guess. And I, literally, as soon as I started learning actually how to play it, it was gone. So
Oh,
it kind of
shit.
sucked. But it was a really cool present. Like I opened it up and I was like, holy shit!
So
it's
you
a
say
fucking
we
violin.
could have done a good cover of Devil Went Down to Georgia?
Yeah, dude. Eventually, but the cool thing about it, like, it was something I never asked for. I never told my mom I wanted it or whatever, and she just got it for me. It was like fucking cool. Like,
Well,
it
that was
just, like,
cool of her knowing that you probably wanted to learn
Yeah.
a new instrument.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. That's
It's
because at the point I played drums, I played
Yeah,
guitar, I played
exactly.
bass, I played a little
She's
bit
like, what
of
else
keys.
did you fucking let me throw a violin
Yeah,
at
yeah.
him?
Well, Pat probably
Yeah,
had something to do with
yep.
it because he had a violin. He used to play his bow on his guitar like Jimmy Page style.
Yeah, see, he could have passed it down.
He may have mentioned it. It may have been his. I don't know. But anyways, he'll come back in this list later. But anyway, so it was just a cool present because like I never asked for it. My mom had no idea that I would ever
I
want
like
it.
those gifts.
But I opened it, I was like, oh, this is fucking cool. And I'm like, I'm gonna learn how to play violin now. But anyway, so okay, that was my number 1, or my number 5. Number 4. The fucking Megazord, the Power Rangers Megazord.
Oh,
the one that was like
yeah.
this tall that would come apart and it would be all the individual
See,
Zords.
I had the-
and then you could put it together. It was dope as
See,
fuck.
I had the original Voltron.
Okay, yeah,
It
yeah.
was
So that
similar
was
to that because
yeah.
I remember years later I go, that's Voltron.
Right.
You
It
know,
does
they're
kinda look like it.
more
Yeah, yeah.
Power Rangers. They go, no, that's Voltron with the tigers for the feet.
Well, you're a
and shit.
generation ahead of me.
Yes.
So like that Voltron
Yeah.
was your
Yes.
generation. Then mine was I was like 6 years old when the original show
Which those guys
debuted.
were so underpaid.
Yeah, yeah. I remember
They
hearing
treated
about
those like,
that.
and
yeah.
they made fun of Billy for being gay. It
Yeah.
was like, god damn.
It was I've heard a lot of
show
horror
was
stories about that show.
horrible,
Yeah. But when I was like
Good
6,
show.
7 years
Good
old,
show.
when I was like 6, 7 years old, it was the best thing ever. So when I got the Megazord that actually came apart into the Zords and then you put them back together and it was the coolest fucking thing ever. That was one of the ones I remember opening like this is the coolest thing
Did
I've
you
ever
have the
seen.
Dragon Zord?
I didn't have
one-
the Dragon
I would
Zord,
love to
but
have the
yeah,
Dragon
that would
Zord.
be cool though. Yeah.
I need that for the shop. I
That
just
would
need
be
a Dragon
cool.
Zord.
Yeah, yeah, hell yeah.
Right next to Goldar, Dragon Zord.
You get
next
me
to
all
Goldar.
nostalgic. I want to go back and buy all these toys.
I
now.
know, right?
My number 3,
Three.
Nintendo 64.
Oh,
So you had a Wii, you had an original NES. Mine was in 64.
On Game Gear.
So this one is a little bit different. It wasn't really mine.
We all had video games.
This one was for the whole family. You know, you
Yeah.
remember, back in the day,
yeah,
you
I
had
forgot about that.
Back in the day, it was the families because it would be in the living room and you couldn't take it to your room because it's expensive.
Yeah.
So like the whole family had it. You know, yeah. My dad was a big gamer back in the day. I remember he when the first PlayStation came out, he borrowed a PlayStation from his friend at work so we could play Crash Bandicoot, and it was mind blowing.
Dude,
You know?
I remember renting Super Nintendo from Farmore.
Yeah, Farmore. That's old school there. So Farmore was this. I'm sorry. Anyways, but yeah, so the N64. I just remember we all opened it. It was one of those things like everybody had opened their presents. Like there might be one more in the garage, kids. And like go grab it. And like all three of you opened it together. And I was 9 years old, and I was like, what? And we had GoldenEye with it, and fucking Mario 64, and
GoldenEye,
best games of all time.
Yeah.
My number two, my first guitar. I got my first guitar ever on Christmas morning. It was a hybrid
from Pat.
From Pat, yeah. So Pat was a friend of my mom's that he worked with actually recently, which is kind of funny. And it was like a fucking Frankenstein of it was a Squier strap body with a Samick neck from another guitar, a couple Jackson pickups that he'd pulled out of that he had extra or whatever. He repainted it, and like it was like a weird thing. But anyways, I was like 14, I think, 14 or 15, 14. But anyways, I just remember, like I didn't know how to play it at all.
Yeah,
so
and Pat, he knew Matt, growing up, and he fucked with me.
That's a good story.
Yeah, because he's like, "Are you in a band called Dwarf Mum Midgets? Here at whatever, we don't represent that kind of way here, and we might have to ask you to get your stuff and get out of here." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "No, I'm just messing with you."
Yeah. That's pretty funny. That's hilarious. But he was like my mom's friend, and he was like the coolest guy ever. He would come over and we would jam. I'd get on my drum set and stuff. And
I was getting my shit and leave.
Yeah. But it was. But anyways, yeah, he built this guitar and he gave it to my mom to give to me because it was cool. But I didn't even know how to play. My uncle Jamie taught me a power chord.
The tattoo artist?
Yeah.
Jamie? Nice.
He taught me a power chord on Christmas morning because he was staying in our back room at the time. And he taught me, literally, he said, here's a power chord. Play this all up and down the neck on any strings, whatever. That's it. And that's what I learned. And I played power chords for like 3 years before I learned a regular chord.
That's your origin
Maybe
story?
not 3 years, but
That's your origin story.
And that's, yeah. And
oh, no.
And that's why it's on the list, because even though it may have not been like it was exciting, but like it wasn't as exciting as my number one. But it was exciting, but it shaped my entire future basically as a musician for the next 20 years or whatever. But anyways, my number one
of the
cream of the crop.
Number one. Okay. Sorry, I don't want to mess the USB thing up again. My number one. The turtle van, the party wagon, the fucking
I had that too.
The reason this is my number one is because
the bathtub one too.
Yeah,
the bathtub one.
So the reason this is my number one is because it's the first. I think it's the first present that I remember actually opening and like being like, what the fuck is because I was like other than
Turtles
because Power Rangers was a thing when I was like 7 or 8, but Turtles was my thing. Basically, from when I was born up until that point, Ninja Turtles was
Ghostbusters.
My grandpa used to tell my mom that he was afraid because he thought I was crazy and I thought I was a turtle because I was 4 years old and I was all about Ninja Turtles. Like back in the day, it's kind of like Transformers. Like Michael Bay also ruined the Ninja Turtles. Back in the day, Ninja Turtles were the shit.
He did, didn't he?
If you ever get a chance to watch like the
who is this Michael Bay?
The 1990 Ninja Turtle movie is fantastic. Still holds up to this day. But,
yeah, the first one's dark. Second one's more for kids. I like the first one.
Second one's good too, but 1 and 2 are both good. 3 is abysmal. Don't watch that one. First
Turtles
2 though, fantastic. I don't know if you're a Turtles fan,
but the game Turtles in Time, very good.
But those movies is what made Turtles cool. Well, that and the '80s cartoon show, of course. Yes. But that was I used to watch that show all the time, and the movies were like my favorite movies of all time. So yeah, that's my biggest, my number one. I actually ended up getting it back as an adult. I have the party wagon sitting on my shelf at home.
Nice.
So like it has all the turtles in it and stuff because it had the swing out seat they could sit on and like it has the guns and stuff. It's like,
I had so many turtle toys. That's what they thrived on that.
Their toys,
the toys.
Dude, I had all of them.
I had the Bebop and Rocksteady, the Sock and Bachman.
Mm-hmm.
I had like pizza shooting guns.
Pizza shooter,
Remember
dude.
Pizza, you shoot the fucking pizza, those like Ninja Stars.
I was still, when we moved out of my mom's house finally, like after living there forever, when we finally moved out like 10 years ago or whatever, I was still finding the little pizza things like in the back of our closet. I found some of those back there. It was crazy. But yeah, it was a big deal. Did you ever have the turtle that had the sewer on its back and you pull the string through and it talked?
Oh wait, a zip tie. What? Like
yeah,
a zip
it was
tie
like a zip tie.
Yes,
you feed it in one side and you pull it through the shell.
Yes.
And it said,
I do remember that.
But it came with a whole bunch of different ones, and you could buy extra packs of the little things that would make them say different things. It was the coolest thing ever back in the early 90s.
And my Super Shredder. Oh, I love my Super Shredder doll. I miss that thing. Because I had that in the Terminator doll, which you put a light on the top of his head and his eyes would glow.
I remember that too.
It was always Super Shredder and Terminator fighting at the end.
Do you remember? Do you remember the fucking the Terminator? The thing where you put the goo in it.
Oh yeah, it melted
and
off.
It put the skin over the skeleton.
Yeah.
It was the coolest thing of all time.
It was a creepy crawlers thing.
Yeah, it was basically creepy crawlers. But I remember the smell. The smell of that goop, I still remember it to this day. And I saw it pop up on it was like an Only 90s Kids post or whatever.
Nostalgia.
But I saw that thing on there and I immediately smelled what that goop smells like. But it was the coolest thing ever because you let it dry and then you could like rip pieces off of him and make it look like he was in a battle and shit.
Yeah, because I had to wax candles like that where it was like a skeleton hand underneath it and you melt the candle and the only thing left was
I've had skulls
the
like
skeleton.
That.
Yeah, I love those. Those were so cool. Yeah, they just light it.
And it ends up being
the
like
skull.
The skull.
Yeah.
Like,
Man,
you melt the face off.
The 90s was so cool.
Yeah.
But
you missed out, Mountain. Sorry. But no,
I'm sure you probably feel the same way in 10 years about
it's coming back.
the 2000s.
It's coming back full circle. Everything comes back full circle.
It's just us being old.
Yeah, we're going to start wearing bell bottoms next week.
Dude, the kids are already into like Jinkos now.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen that?
Yeah,
like
the
big,
90s.
giant wide-legged pants. That was a 90s thing. And like we were at Thanksgiving and my nephews came over and like they had these giant wide-leg pants on, the teenagers, and I'm like,
what are you doing?
What is this? Yeah, and like Ryan was like, "What are you guys? You guys are wearing like what we wrote?" And he's like, "Man, you guys had drip back in the day." I'm like, "What?" It's like, no, this was the alternative style back in the day.
What does that mean? He's like, yeah, I did, but I got medicine for it.
I remember being at high school. You were judged to how wide your bottom of your pants
Yeah.
were.
Oh yeah, all the cool
You
kids.
can see your shoes now; they ain't wide enough.
But if they're too wide, you were a juggalo.
Yeah. It looks like a skirt.
Exactly.
It's too
Like UFO pants. Like
you're going kangaroos, but not crime scenes.
Exactly.
I like Jinkos because I could shoplift from Sam Goody. Like put entire CDs, jewel cases fit in the back.
I was able to put my whole skateboard in the back of my crime scene pictures.
We stole
the
liquor.
whole skateboard.
That's insane.
We stole liquor.
Yeah.
Because you put them underneath your and just hold on to the bottle. You just hold it by your back pocket. It looks like you're holding your back pocket.
Well, realistically, like I
walking out.
didn't shoplift that often, but there was one time. Speaking of Green Day, you said I stole a Green Day CD and it was a shirt. It was a CD and
How'd
a
you
shirt
come out
bundle.
that plastic thing?
And I fit the whole thing in my pocket.
How'd you get that plastic thing?
I don't
Because remember they had those
remember. I was,
plastic
like,
things?
16, I don't remember.
Because first the CDs were in boxes.
No,
and,
yeah.
And then you could take them out of the box, and eventually they put them on these anti-theft plastic things.
Well, that's
And
the reason
I would bring my own little knife. And I would just pop it out. And just pop the CD out.
That's the reason that I actually took that because it had a T-shirt bundled in with it. It wasn't on the plastic thing.
Okay.
I didn't even know what the CD was at the time.
Nice. It was Green Day?
Yeah, it was a
Nimrod?
It was a compilation of all their old demos. It was like 1337 smoothed out slap happy hours or whatever it's called. It's all the demos put onto one compilation, but it came with a Green Day shirt. The shirt was a Dookie shirt.
Nice.
But it was in there, so I was like, all right, well I can get this one because I was an idiot kid. I don't shoplift anymore. Outhouse Records and Outhouse Productions does not condone shoplifting of any kind.
Or even having memories
But
of it. We don't even condone
especially theft.
remembering
Okay, how about this? We don't condone theft and stealing. But shoplifting from giant corporations is okay.
Yes.
As long as it's not Outhouse Records.
We're not a giant corporation.
We're not a
small
giant
business.
corporation. Yeah.
But anyways, the point is, yeah, the real reason that I like those wide, gigantic pants is because I used to walk all the time. Mm-hmm. And we would walk around all the way from my house to like all my friends' houses, and we'd walk from the high school all the way across town and go to the mall or whatever. And I could put my Sony Walkman CD player into the
back
pocket.
pocket.
Yeah, because back in the day, before you had streaming phones and shit, you had to carry around CDs. So I would carry around like 3 or 4 CDs and a Sony Walkman.
And how many seconds anti-skip did it have?
I don't remember, but the one I ended up with was pretty good because I would walk all over the place.
Those are a scam, right? Anti-skip. It was all a scam.
This one never skipped though, and I had it in my pocket.
I remember I had like a 20-second anti-skip.
Now, if I had to run after I shoplifted, then it would start skipping. Anyways, I think we're about out of time here. We thank you guys for listening and watching. We want to thank Seth for coming.
Thank you, Seth.
We kind of took over the ending there with some nostalgia, so I apologize for that. But
come out September 14th, man, to support him.
December 14th.
Did I say September?
December 14th, 2024.
The other Ember.
Yeah, the other Ember.
Yeah, come out for the. Do you have a name for the poetry night? Is it called
Sorrell reads Sorrell?
Sorrell reads Sorrell.
No!
Sorrell reads Sorrell. How's that?
Sorrell reads Sorrell.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, Sorrell reads Sorrell. Outhouse Records, 190 Sycamore Street, December 14th. Come down, check them out.
Yep.
And the night before, it's going to be Friday the 13th. The night before.
Yeah, the night before that, December
metal.
13th. If you want to see some metal, come on down. Damasol, Master Hunter, Omen Killer, Resin, ADHD.
Yeah, NHD.
And NHD. That's going to be a fun show. And the poetry night's going to be fun too. So definitely come down and hang out. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us and appreciate Seth.
Of course.
Appreciate you, Kibbles. I know you don't feel well. Appreciate you, Messi.
He feels all right.
Do I feel warm?
Yeah, you feel all right.
I feel so
You don't
cold
feel
right now.
hungry.
Anyways, head over to shopouthouse.com for your merch needs. You can buy
Yes.
some Outhouse stuff. Like and subscribe, share, and all that stupid crap that we're supposed to say as YouTubers. And we'll see you guys next week from the Outhouse Super Show.
Awesome. Love you guys. Thank you.
You little ugly squaw. What do you think we got here, midget? Right down to the orange roof on Howard Johnson's outhouse.
Next, you're gonna tell us there are poisonous snakes in the outhouse.
Do you know what those stock certificates are worth today? Just about the finest